premier sports drop. From who? We're going to hear from Andrew Berry himself on this Tuesday. He is revealing his secret recipe. So all I ask is that you do Premier Sports Talk a favor. Me, the host, Double P. Hit that like button, drop your comments. Let me know what you think. We're hearing directly live from Andrew Berry on this Tuesday after the draft. He didn't just draft players. He cooked up a secret recipe, and I think it's going to be a special year for the Cleveland Browns. Now, there's no video on this. ESPN Cleveland, the Tony Rizzo show up there in Cleveland. Andrew Berry called into the station. And just like you're about to listen, we're going to hear what he got to say. And we can talk on some of his comments afterwards. All right. 3, 2, 1. Let's cook.
Telling him to take his victory lap with us today because he had a hell of a weekend. Andrew Berry, GM of the Browns.
This is Andrew Berry called into ESPN Cleveland up there in Ohio.
Cowbell and everything, huh?
This is live.
You don't give cowbell for just anybody, Drew.
I appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, Andrew, just wanted to say this. Congratulations, man. I expected you to have a big draft. I want you to understand, Andrew, we played this song for about 3 months on this show for good karma for you. The song is called High Hopes. Frank Sinatra from 1959.
Can't play that. Copyright reasons. Can't be too long. Come on, get to the next question, Tony Rizzo.
Andrew, everybody graded you out. You got fantastic grades. Even
This is
Joe
live.
Dorsey gave you an A.
ESPN Cleveland.
But
That's how I know I've made it. That's how I know I've made it.
Andrew
Drew,
Berry
how do
called
you
into
grade
the station,
yourself?
ESPN
I
Cleveland.
know it's going to take time to see how these kids progress. But do you self-grade yourself afterwards? And were you happy for, in the most part, with the way things went last weekend?
So I'll start by saying we do grade ourselves, but it's probably more along the goals that we set going into the weekend, as well as, process, operation, and execution. Because the
We're
trade
here
grade really
live.
is incomplete. Because none of these
Andrew
players
Berry
have grass in an NFL uniform
on this Tuesday
We
morning.
haven't incorporated them into our defensive systems. We haven't gotten our hands on them from a development standpoint. So to say that we've accomplished anything at this point is certainly premature. But that all being said, number one, a lot of credit should go to my staff. We have a really good group of scouts, research analysts, coaches, strategists who really go into making sure that we can have as productive a weekend as possible. And those men and women were absolutely outstanding this weekend. They deserve the primary credit. And then the second thing is,
This is
we're
live.
really pleased is we felt like we were able to maximize the resources we came into the weekend with educated.
Hit that like button for me.
That's picks, coming out of the weekend. So it's all got to play out on the grass, but we like where we are right now.
Andrew, the people brought up the fact that Paul DePodesta is no longer with the organization, and you've done very well in each of the last 2 drafts.
This
How
is
much
coming
did you
live,
have to
ESPN
do
Cleveland on the
with
Tony Rizzo
that?
show.
And would
Andrew
you
Berry
say
called
that
into
was
the
a
station.
factor in you being able to do your own thing this time around?
Yeah, I'd say this. We've talked about Paul a lot over the past couple of years. And,
What's up, Marky Mark?
His role was to advise and counsel on all strategic decisions.
Y'all do
But
me
at
a
the
favor.
same
When y'all come in,
time,
hit that like button.
my
We can
job
push this
was
out. This
to
is
make
live,
the
Andrew
decision
Berry.
That's best for the organization. And so, it's funny. Like I was, thinking about it. Paul and I, we walked 1-2 weeks before the draft. Him wishing us luck, and I can tell that he's
Marky Mark, you
misses
still here.
being
Let me know what
with
state you in.
with us, and we miss him. But ultimately the decisions are mine.
So,
I'm all good,
Tony,
man.
turn your
We
mic
above
on.
ground
You
breathing,
see
so
this?
we blessed.
That's just to me too, Andrew.
Zoom calls.
Not just you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a writer.
Marky
at
Mark,
heart.
what state you? Oh, Tennessee.
Andrew,
Hey,
great
I'm trying to.
because you were generous in inviting a Yahoo reporter. into your
ESPN
wardrobe
Cleveland's supposed to be
traffic
coming down
on
to
Victoria
the
Epstein, and her story
Browns
came out
Cleveland
yesterday.
game.
2 things hit me.
I'm thinking about. They got
in
True
that
Fan
story.
Travel.
One is that Carnell Tate was.
I'm thinking about going to that
apparently
game.
Not a factor in your first selection as you went into the day. And the second was the possibility of Ty Simpson falling in the first round. How serious would he have been a consideration at 24?
Well, I guess I'll start with the.
I'm down here in Atlanta,
Carnell.
Marky
You
Mark.
know, Carnell was actually a consideration for us at 6. We really had a group of 3 players that we would have been elated
Y'all
to
going-
select at 6.
Marky Mark, you
at
going to
9.
any of the Titans games?
Spencer headlined the group, but Carnell was certainly among those players. Secondly, in terms of Ty Simpson, I think probably the biggest thing is we didn't anticipate Ty would be available to us at 24. Certainly, there was. If the board falls a certain way, he comes into consideration.
We got Andrew
But
Berry
by no
called in
means
live to
was
ESPN Cleveland
that
on this
meant to
Tuesday
be a,
morning. Whenever you guys
suggestion
come
that,
in, do me a
he would be
favor,
the
help the
focal
channel,
point,
push
of
the
that pick,
like
Tony.
button, drop your comments in.
We love KC, and we were really thrilled to get him. We were sweating bullets a little bit.
These are
because
all
we knew
live
he could come off
comments
the board a
today
couple
from
picks
Andrew
ahead of us.
Berry.
But it's really just more about reading how we thought the first round would come out, and then how that would drive or potentially dictate strategy.
Andrew, one of the things that struck me about that article is just how quickly you have to think on your feet in making decisions as that clock
Detroit
is
Gemini,
ticking
what's
down
up?
second
It's an
by
honor to
second.
have you in
How
here.
much did the 8 minutes change the way that you were able to react to things in the draft, and how nerve-wracking
Barry
is
killed
it
this
when
draft.
you
He
go
cooked
on
it
the
up.
clock and
Barry
it's
cooked it
finally
up.
time to make up your
This
mind?
is live. He's called
It
in
really
to
didn't
ESPN
change
Cleveland.
much. I was one of the GMs that voted to take it from 10 minutes to 8 minutes. Like 10 minutes is way too long. Honestly, I would vote for 7 minutes if we have a chance to do that next year. So I think for, okay, we get 10, 8, 7, however many minutes. Think about
What up,
what,
Detroit Gemini?
Mark has on the sideline when he's calling a play. He has 3 seconds to make his next decision. And so I think
Sell
the
Mo.
big thing is
Hey,
for it not to
What
feel
up, brother?
nerve-wracking, you want to make sure you do as much preparation ahead of time, so it's really more about execution once you get in the moment.
as soon
Browns GM Andrew Berry
Selmo.
is our guest. Andrew, are you going to bring
as soon as those dates
quarterbacks
drop,
to camp,
I will be in
as
Cleveland,
you did
and
last
me
year, but
and
then
you need to
what
connect
would the
in
assessment
Cleveland.
be at that point, and what ultimately
Rain,
do you
sleet, or snow,
plan
I'll
on
be
doing
up
for
there.
the season with the 4 you have?
Yeah, so I think we've preached competition since we've been here, and that'll hold true in the quarterback room.
I need
as
some of that
Pat
new
said, everybody
Selmo
that
gear.
Everybody gets equal reps. And
Selmo.
That's true across positions, but we're looking for performance. Like, and I hate to make it that simple, but that's what it's about. Ultimately, I think you all know that we like to keep at least 3 quarterbacks on the 53-man roster, provided that they earn the spot, and another on the practice squad. So we want to make sure that we have talent and depth at the position.
All right, where does Shedeur sit right now? I know Coach said he's not ready to get into who takes first reps and second reps, but based on what he did last year.
Hey, what y'all may not know, I don't want to overtalk him talking.
Take another step.
The Browns picked up another quarterback in undrafted free agency, so now they got 5 quarterbacks on the roster. I think strictly for get them through camp.
And pocket management by the end of the year, and certainly what we've seen so far in a very short spring have been positive. And I expect him to have more command of the offense, and better ball security and situational awareness as we go into year 2.
Does Deshaun have an advantage over him in this competition?
All right, Selmo,
because
you
he's
on
been
it,
around
yeah.
for so long and played at such
They
a high
got
level?
5 quarterbacks now,
I don't know that any,
but they're gonna need them.
player has
They
an
need
advantage,
QB
but
arms. So
certainly experience
shouldn't nobody trip
helps.
over them
Like,
getting a
that's
5th quarterback.
one of
They
the
need people to throw the
strengths
ball
that,
to in
Deshaun
OTAs,
has relative to the rest of the room.
in training camp.
I wouldn't say that in and of itself gives any player an advantage. I think both of those guys have worked really hard over the past several months, and we're pleased with how they've started our offseason programming. So we'll see how the next few weeks, next few months play out as all those guys, Dillon and then eventually Talon, kind of get up and running, and we'll see where the chips fall.
Speaking of quarterbacks, Andrew, Talon Green is just fascinating prospect with his.
Yeah, this
obvious
Taylor
skills.
Green guy.
I have already likened him to Malik
He had
Willis,
the best
coming out of
matrix
not now, but
Mhm.
4 years ago. Is that a fair analogy to you?
in
think?
NFL
I think
combine
that,
history
I do think that they're different players, Tony, but I do think where it is
of
fair.
any athlete that
I
ever
think
participated in the combine.
Oftentimes people want to rush.
But he's a
it,
project.
particularly with young players in particular, but particularly with quarterbacks.
I think of him as
If you look at
Lamar
his
Jackson
first
2.0
year,
down the
he
road.
was thrust coming from a small school where you knew he needed some development, below average infrastructure, and everybody wrote him off after like 4 starts, right? Like 4 starts, okay, this guy can't play.
You're right,
he's just a
Selmo.
quarterback, that type of thing.
He had the number one matrix of all time in the combine.
To Green Bay, sits for 2 years.
They need to
and then
change his
finally
arm
gets
mechanics.
Opportunity as he's kind of grown.
He
and
gonna be
developed
good
behind the scenes,
at least 2
and
years
plays
down
at
the
a really high
road.
level with his chances in Green Bay, and now he's the starter in Miami this year. I think that.
But on the 2 days that
we see over and over
that
again,
optional mini camp,
mistakes with
the 2 days that the media didn't get to be there, Tony Rizzo leaked out yesterday that Deshaun Watson got the majority of the number 2 reps. Detroit, I'm just keeping a spade, exposing some exposure, things up underneath of the rug, and
so
Deshaun Watson got the majority of the reps the second 2 days.
Industry that exercises patience or realizes that development.
I want Shedeur
process
to be QB1,
but that's not necessarily how we
but
operate here.
we don't need to tear one man down to build another man up.
Yeah, Drew, I'm sure
So,
you've learned that over
may the
years
best
that
brother
you're
win,
GM of the Browns.
best
Again,
person
what is your
win.
plan for Dillon?
In the end, God's plan will prevail, and Shedeur is the franchise. He's the future.
Really, any young quarterback, I think, rookie minicamp will be a great opportunity just with him getting the primary reps. But I think that the biggest thing is him just getting mastery in terms of what we're trying to accomplish. And then it's I guess I've used.
Hey, Selmo, I don't know why that is.
Really crawl, walk, run. And that'll be the case.
This is what I'm doing on a particular on
every
my
player goes
a mobile
according to their own
feed.
pace, and you never
I use
really
StreamYard
know what that pace
when
is
I'm in my
until you get into
office.
your building. So
I don't know
he'll be
why,
doing what he can.
You're not seeing the comments. I see yours though.
And then we'll go from there.
Andrew, you've stressed collaboration so much over your tenure with the Browns. The collaborative process with the quarterbacks, ultimately making a decision.
That's very good
How will
advice.
that change with Todd Monken as a
Detroit
coach
Gemini.
from Kevin? Is it going to be the same process, or are you going to have a stronger say? How do you think that's going to manifest?
Have y'all noticed that now that Kevin Stefanski's gone,
Do you mean in terms of
General Manager A.B. been speaking a lot to the media.
I think you guys use that phrase almost.
But
at
anything
every
that the
turn
national
publicly,
or
at
local
least in
media
my
tries to
experience.
put
Tell
out
me if I'm
against
wrong,
the
but
players,
even the decision
I love
on
that
who
the
would
Cleveland
play on
Browns
Sunday
public
was
relations
Kevin's
team
call, but he would
is putting
always
out
say,
their
"But I'm
own
going to
narrative.
go to
All the
Andrew and
marketing
we're all
we've
gonna
seen,
collaborate together and make
all
a
the
decision."
marketing we've seen is them being
Yeah, I think ultimately when we talk about
advertising
collaboration,
Shedeur,
it's
advertising the new
almost like
players.
NFL where the general manager and head coach get to
I
talk
love the
about
job that the
everything
Cleveland
from
Browns
player
organization public
decisions
relations
to
team is
lineups,
doing
not just
to
the
dispute
quarterback.
any false narrative.
But at the end of the day, who plays? That's
They
not
speak
small.
through
That's
their
part
public
of the
relations
play.
media.
And if,
So
and
whenever
same
we
thing
get
with
this
Kevin.
rage
I
bait,
can trust Kevin or
just like
Todd
Detroit
to
Gemini said, we don't need to be tapping in to, they just be trying to make our blood pressure rise. Now, sometimes they do, sometimes
and
they do succeed.
It's similar with personnel decisions. Like, yes, you want to have discussions with your coaching staff, your scouting staff, your analysts.
I don't know, Selmo.
Coaches, particularly for the schematic.
Everywhere I go, no matter what sports channel I'm in,
But ultimately,
you're always there supporting. And each and every one of you, Detroit Gemini, I want to give you a shout out. Selmo, you always in supporting. Hey, I woke up this morning, I finally reached my 4,000 subscribers.
You had all night to think about it. And you
I
came
just
right back.
revised my analytics.
When you went to
May
bed,
3rd, I
did
get
they
to
not
click that
go back to
monetize
the
button.
or did you
Boy, now they got this AI doing this
monetization.
monetization review.
great question, Terry.
They
It was what
strict.
I was thinking going to bed Thursday night. Once he
Boy, I'm gonna get on my knees and pray
first round,
so I can get that ching, 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 ching. You finally monetized. Got the subscribers, got the watch hours.
So we didn't think there was really a world where we would get, we would really get both.
Why do you think Emmanuel dropped the way he did? Was it a Mac thing, or because everybody was surprised? And Andrew, that's getting pretty much.
Hey, Detroit Gemini, you going to any of the Browns games this year?
Value there that you assess.
I can't. I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you. I mean,
Yeah, bro.
Great kid.
It's hard to believe I got 4,000 subscribers.
Maybe a little bit.
I started this channel last year. It ain't even been a year. I started this channel 7:15 p.m. on the 4th of July. Sitting at the kitchen table.
Maybe the second wave of players.
Didn't know what the HELL I was doing. I still don't know. I'm learning. I'm learning. I got an email from G. Bush. You gave me a congrats when I joined the barbershop. He sent me an email last night saying that my barbershop shirt's on the way. I'm gonna wear it on one of my live shows as soon as it come in.
He probably has a little bit more appeal to defenses that will deploy some of these like 3 safety systems. So that's my best guess, but I wish I had a better.
Hey Selmo, have you ever thought about creating your live on YouTube channel? You know everything about sports, bro. You be dropping some gems.
Could possibly be dealt. You have been steadfast in what you believe.
Hey Selmo, I'm asking you live. Will you do a live collaboration with me and with me and Will Reese? Will you put your handsome face on the YouTube channel with me and Will Reese up there in Cleveland?
Yeah, we want Miles to be a part of this. Like, I joke with Tony.
Hey, I appreciate you, Detroit. Yeah, do that. I appreciate that.
Saturday night or whatever.
Hey, I'll be in the barbershop. I'll be in BY Sports Talk. I'll be in the background of Money Man. I'll be on Off the Record D. Who else? I won't leave nobody else. The Will Reese Show, Going Strong Podcast, FB Teens. I'll just be watching in the background a lot of time. Very few I comment on.
We understand things change, and there's some strange.
They're mentoring me from afar. I'm learning how to do this thing.
The elephant in the room, though, Andrew, is that quarterback decision ultimately, not just with the guys you have on the roster, but with whatever the future might hold. Do you believe that?
Oh man,
the Browns
I would love to see that, Selmo.
More welcoming place for a
yeah, I love that Wednesday final cut.
For a long time, I think we've sort of speculated that the Browns might be waiting for some hero to walk through the door.
Now, this is
the white knight to walk across.
This is General Manager Andrew Berry. He called into the radio station.
But I think was
ESPN Cleveland up in Ohio.
I guess a part of trying to create an environment, whether it's the guys on the roster or a future guy, where they can be successful and they don't have to be a superhero.
Yeah, I think it was a big part of it, and part of it is just based on the play. Like, you have to deal in the players that become available to you in a given acquisition cycle, and exiting last year.
Detroit.
We were very
Detroit Gemini. The name say Detroit Gemini. Are you from Detroit?
Outstanding defense that was set, and our focus was going to transition with the abundance of resources that we had.
Yeah, I'm glad you came in here live too.
It really
always appreciate y'all
from a successful period for us, and so that
put
was
the face with the name.
To do in free agency, that's what we look to do in the draft. Not being so rigid or stubborn that
Selmo, as soon as the dates drop, I'm coming to the Atlanta Falcons.
But, that was the focus because we thought that's how the player
Browns game.
Andrew, listeners to this program know we were clamoring for a center for weeks.
Appreciate that.
You end up picking.
She is from Detroit, and she is a Gemini.
Is he
My son's a Gemini.
To start, do you rate him that?
Thank you, thank you,
we
thank
like
you,
Parker
Detroit.
A lot. So I'd say anyone.
Hey, Detroit, I ain't see are you going to any of the Browns games?
On their
Selma, I'm coming to the ATL. I'll pass. I mean, not the ATL. I'm from it. I retired down here in Atlanta.
Produced at a high level.
I'm from. Hey, my
You
channel
also can't predict how
supports Shedeur Sanders. 90% of my content
others they may take
is for Shedeur.
But we do think that Parker.
But Selmo know I'm a black and yellow man.
To be competitive from the
You know what it is. Everything we do big. Hosted the 2026 NFL Draft. What y'all don't know, that was the 91st NFL Draft that just completed over the weekend. The very first NFL Draft ever. I found out over the weekend, and because they reported it during the draft. Pittsburgh held the very first NFL Draft. And after 91 NFL drafts, they brought it back to Pittsburgh. So if you didn't know, now you know. Yeah, I'm waiting for the schedule to drop. Hey, Selmo, I'm getting conflicting dates if you still in there. Some saying 11th and the 12th, and then some saying Mother's Day weekend that the draft is supposed to, the schedule's supposed to come out.
Argue is the wrong word. I would reflect on last year. The board fell a lot differently than we had maybe hoped going into it. And that's why I think
that's all the more. I love me some Joe Hayden. The Cleveland Browns drafted him, but when y'all was done with him, he came and balled out with the Steelers
going into the weekend. And that's where you can't dictate the draft, but you can dictate your decisions. And so
I think that schedule's coming out before then. I wanted to come out before then.
Now, what are the odds that Tony Grossi is in the war room next year as your guest media?
Andrew Berry has a crazy laugh.
I don't know if Andrew would go for it. I know Monkman would go for it. I don't.
Full back in round one. Full back in round two.
Could you imagine Tony in your world? I don't think you could be quiet. I think he would say something.
Hey, that guy for the Clippers, that brother, he has a crazy laugh. That's who Andrew Berry sounds like when he's laughing.
Ratings.
Before we go, you said you had three players considered for your first picks. Fano. Earlier, you said Carnell Tate. The third one, was it an offensive tackle or another position?
It was another position.
Wow.
Well, okay. Tell us who it was. It's over now. You can tell us.
I bet you he don't tell us.
That'll be good speculation for you. Fans and
Andrew, having a little fun with us now. I like it. All right. Andrew, thank you so much. Good luck, bud. Okay, well, Browns fans everywhere are real happy, and can't thank you enough for coming on the show today. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Andrew.
So that was ESPN Cleveland up there on the Tony Rizzo show. You can catch it on YouTube. I had this notification pop up. I pulled over, dropped this instant thumbnail. Hey, before we close this out, how many games do y'all have the Cleveland Browns winning this year? How many games do y'all have the Cleveland Browns winning this year? You know, with everything that Andrew Berry done with last year's draft and this year's draft, I really feel like the Browns got a really good chance to win this division. They have a really good chance to win. You know what? I said 9 or more, Jim and I. So if that offensive line can gel together, boy, the Browns is going to be something else. It normally take, because that whole offensive line for the Cleveland Browns is brand new, so it's going to take them a little while to gel. I'm thinking about a third or fourth game they'll start gelling, and we're really going to see how good the Cleveland Browns are going to be on the offensive side of the ball. We just heard General Manager Berry speak this morning. All the marketing out of Cleveland from the public relations team has been lifting up Shedeur Sanders. Done a total 360 from how he was treated last year. You know, I exposed Nightcap on my last live feed of how they came on the night of the NFL draft, how they was saying that it wasn't even 24 hours. And I posted a live video on how Ocho and Shannon Sharp on Club Shay the Nightcap, both Ocho and Shannon Sharp were saying that because of the money situation that Deshaun Watson was going to be QB1. And then once Deshaun falls off, then they'll hand it over to Shedeur. I don't believe that. I just don't believe that. Why don't I believe it? Because my heart and my spirit won't let me believe it. But hey, I just wanted to get in where I always try to fit in. You know, I'm Double P, host of Premier Sports Talk. If you could do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button whenever you watch this live feed. I crossed the milestone when I woke up this morning. I saw finally hit over 4,000 subs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Without your support, there is no Premier Sports Talk. Hey, Selmo, I'm down with you, baby. And following Shedeur Sanders, I have, and I'm not afraid to say it, officially become a true supporter of the Cleveland Browns. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all have a blessed day. Hold on, I got a new. Let me find this one real quick right here. If you, I gotta close this out with something I just dropped last night. I'm gonna put it on my next live feed. if I can get to it. If this app work on me.
I shall not fail. I shall not fail.
The Browns, the Dog Pound, they will not fail. I hope you enjoy it.
I shall not fail. Most high on my side. They talk, but I keep my stride. Arrows in the air, aiming at my mind. Try to hit my spirit, they run dry. I was blind for a minute, had to see the frame. Not what they were saying, had to know the name. But I see with eyes can lie, that's plain. But my spirit know the spirit.
Roof, Dog Pound.
I see them through it. Know the guys can't stick. Smile in my face, then in the dark side I slick. Thought they were done with me, thought that bone was thick. Kept a spirit, show me now I don't miss. It is what it is. I don't bend, I don't break. Path been paved, I was born for the day. I shall not fail.
We shall not fail.
I shall not fail. I keep my head high. They can shoot their arrows, I still stand right.
See y'all when I see y'all.
I shall not fail. Rose eye. Look, those same ones folded when the pressure came. Talk real sweet, then they switch the game. Help a spirit lit it up.